And now 1st and a half yards. Sean's going to take it himself, and we're within a point of tying this game.
Well, that was a nice surge by the offensive line.
Paris. When you say Paris, of course, you're talking about going to play football in Paris.
Right.
Just let's go from start to finish. How did that all start up, and how did you get signed on there?
Okay, well, there's a really, really good website for all American football players and North American football players, really, called Euro Players. And, you know, I didn't know how realistic of an option it would actually be, but a few players before me had tried it, so I figured, might as well sign up. What's the worst that could happen? So I made an account, put my highlight film on there, and apparently American quarterbacks are really, really valuable in Europe. So I started seeing a lot of hits and getting a lot of contacts, and then there's a few teams that actually offered, and this team in Paris was one of those teams, and I kind of weighed the pros and cons of each team and decided to go with this one. But it was all via this website, and it's amazing what the internet has done.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and then I ended up Skyping with the coach and thought it was a good fit, so I signed my contract a couple weeks ago.
French football, how many leagues do they have, and the league you're in, how does it rank in those leagues?
Well, the way it usually works in Europe is each country has several leagues. It's almost like NCAA for the United States.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
French league has 3 divisions. And I'll be playing in the Premier League.
The top league.
Right.
Yeah.
So they call it like France Elite or something like that. But there's
right.
also a Division 2 and there's also a Division 3. And the way it works is the champion of the lower leagues move up, and the worst 2 leagues, or the worst 2 teams from the top leagues, or either 1 or 2, play each other, and the loser moves down. So it's always fluid.
Okay.
And but I will be playing. They lost in the semifinals. The team I will be playing, the Elancourt Templiers, is.
Let's slow down and say that again. What's the name?
It's Elancourt Templiers is the American way to say it.
Okay.
And I'm working on my French, so I think it's Elancourt Templiers. But,
nice.
I'm trying Rosetta Stone.
You know, I got to tell you, those French, they have a different name for everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, all the words are different. You know that, right?
Oh, I'm slowly learning.
Okay.
But they lost in the semifinals of the Premier League last year, so they retained their Division I status, and hopefully we can improve upon that this season.
Only 2 Americans, though, for each team?
Every team's allowed 3 Americans.
3.
And our team opt for only 2, and then they actually pay another French player. He's actually my roommate. He played at the University of Montreal as a receiver.
Okay.
So they pay him, although he's French. But it's 3 Americans on each team, usually, and only 2 are out on the field at the same time. So
how do they mark them? Do you have a little red, white, and blue star?
I have no idea. But most of the time they bring over a quarterback,
okay.
and then they bring over 2 players who play both ways, is usually the way it works.
Okay.
So they decided to bring over an American quarterback. So
and they offered you a contract really without ever having talked to you? You talked to them after they'd already offered you a contract?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like?
You know, just more so just getting to know each other. It was briefly describing what European football is like, because I don't think many people know, and I sure didn't. But it was more so just getting to know each other, because I've always felt like it was really important who I played for and the relationship there. And I brought that into college recruiting and which college I selected, and it was the same thing here. Right. And I felt like we got along well. He had a good sense of humor, good English, which was important.
Right.
So it was just more so, well, tell me about you, and I'll tell you about myself, type of deal.
What are your responsibilities? How long is the season? What's the practice schedule going to be like? What other things are you into here? So
it's all club sports over there. So most of the players, if not all the players on the team, besides probably myself and the other American, are either going to school at a local university or employed in their jobs.
Okay.
So the practice schedule is not very strenuous. It's 2 times a week. But the season runs from late February to early June is when the playoffs start. Okay. And so I'll be, my contract is from the moment I get over there and I fly back July 8th. So it's not super strenuous as in time consuming, but I will be obligated to practice with the team, obviously. I compete on the weekends, usually Saturday nights. And then I'll also be coaching their B team.
Okay.
So they have their premier team within the league, and then they have under 18, under, you know, so-and-so, just like club teams over here. But they have a senior A group and a senior B group. A group is the one that competes and travels. And the B group competes as well, but it's not, it's like the 18, they call them rookies. They're 18 to 20-year-olds.
Okay.
So it's almost like a college JV team, if you will. So I'll be obligated to coach, I assume, the quarterbacks for them.
Right, so you're not going to be the head coach, but you'll be one of the assistants who works under someone else.
Right. They're mainly bringing, they like to bring over American quarterbacks to teach them the position, because it's such a unique position, and there's nothing like it in sports. And without practicing it and really playing American football, it's hard to walk in and be good at it. So with the inexperience of Europe in general in American football, they like to bring over American quarterbacks to teach the position, and that's will be my responsibility.
You're going to fly over there, get off the plane, and you're the starting quarterback for this team right away, correct?
Right.
How do you feel about that? I mean, you've competed all your life, and now are you just going to be the guy?
Well, yeah, but just because I'll be starting, in my opinion, quarterback is much more than just being on the field.
Right.
And although it won't be necessarily a competition for my position, it'll be a competition to try to earn men. I mean, I'm playing with 33, 32, you know, so earn men's respect in a different culture with a language barrier. And so I almost think it's more of a challenge than anything I've ever done, because I have to have men a decade older than me respect me when I'm really ignorant to their culture and their language. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it.
The coaching side of it, once you get done wherever that is, whenever that is, coaching is in your future.
Right. So that was also an attractive thing, because I get coaching experiences, and I get to bring that experience to my profession back in the States. So it's not all just a vacation or playing football, which it is, but I'll also be getting experience in what I want to do as a career. So just the combination of it and how the time frame worked out, it was just really an ideal situation for me.
Nervous a little bit?
Oh, very nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Very nervous, anxious. I mean, I don't know anybody over there. I'm going to be submerged in a culture that I don't really know a ton about. I mean, I've been reading up on it, but you don't really know until you're there.
Right.
And yeah, no close friends. I'm going to reinvent myself, but I think it would just be a huge growing experience for me, and I'm going to learn a lot about Shelton while I'm over there, and it's going to be really exciting.
How can we keep up to date with you? Website, and give us the name of the team again.
It's the Elancourt Templiers, so it's E-L-A-N Court, but they don't pronounce the T, which throws me off. And then Templiers, but it's spelled in French, so it's I-E-R-S at the end. But they have a website, and they also have a Daily Motion website where they put all the games on replay.
Okay.
And this is all, just Google it, and it comes up. So it's not hard to find, but I think they live stream games, but I'm not 100% sure on the website. But I know for a fact the Daily Motion website, it's called Templiers TV, and they replay all the games and all the interviews, and just kind of like what we do here is their version of William Jewell Cardinal's Athletic Sports Network.
Okay, sure, right. You never could quite get that right.
No, I always struggle with it, but the words are there just out of order.
Well, hey, congratulations on your graduation, and we're real excited about your future in France.
Yes.
And when you get back in July, we'll do this all again and reflect on how it all went. How's that sound?
Sounds good.